on to picks and bans. Alright. Cordia gonna ban Sayonara and Mordekaiser. I think those are pretty reasonable bans. Josh, you got anything to say for that?
I haven't seen the I don't know what the other team usually plays, but those are generally strong picks in their lane, so I feel like that's solid. Washington U though, banning the Yone, the Kaisa, and the Jin, so targeting the mid lane and two of the stronger bot lane uh, preferred carries there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what CUNE ends up getting for their ADC.
Oh. Oh, Kendra was gonna hop in here. I'll just go back to it for now. I'll have coach add you to the call. Oh, lol. I'll have coach add you to the call for next game. Okay. Senna pick. Ooh, they're going the TK Senna. I haven't seen how good that is right now. I just know that fasting Senna is pretty good right now. Or at least fasting early game.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Tom Kench back before they swapped his ult and his W around. I really preferred him back in that day. I not as much of a fan of the new Tom Kench with the dive and the knockup. It's just not super excited by it. CNE are going to grab the Caitlyn, which is one of the stronger ADCs left on the table. So good pick from them there.
So they're going for a tanky jungler. We'll see. I think this might mean that it's going to be possibly a more attack top lane, more aggressive instead of tanky.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It opens them up for potentially a more bruisery top lane, like maybe a Jax or something.
So gonna lock in the Evelyn. I'm guessing that's Evelyn jungle. It's usually not played anywhere else.
Yeah, hard for Evelyn to really thrive in so we'll see what these next round of bans bring us.
Swain ban. A York ban would be quite smart for top lane. Kind of opens up the options for what you can play.
Yeah, and York's pretty good at the whole split push thing too. So it does take away a little bit of that split push threat and potentially push Washington U onto something maybe more team fight centric if they want. The Jax does get banned out, so we won't be seeing the Jax top lane, and Pantheon gets banned out by CUNE. So no Pantheon mid, unfortunately, or anything like that.
Yeah. I will say there's not many mid bams this game. I don't know if it's just because people aren't targeting our mid laner as much or what it is. What is Zed pick?
Yeah, and with the Evelyn, that's got to be a Zed mid. I've occasionally seen Zed jungles, not really a fan of it myself, but I've seen people do it. It can be done to devastating effect if you know how to play it. But that's going to be interesting because Assassin mid can kind of pick on some of the control mage options that CNE might have, and Sejuani. Okay.
Now I'm questioning where all this is going to go, because there's a big variety of where any of those three, Maokai, Sej, or Morgana, could go. You could have a Maokai support, Morgana jungle, and Sej top, or you could have a Sej top, Maokai jungle, or Morgana support. So a lot of options here. And I think that's going to be Jace mid.
Yeah, that's what I would expect to see. And then the Sejuani, I'm gonna hazard a guess that's probably gonna go top just based on the rest of the comp. But
yeah,
they could definitely switch it up like you mentioned.
I think it just ooh, with a Kled top. This is an interesting comp. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. It's quite the comp.
Yeah, I'm not sure about some of the matchups. I feel like Kled could potentially do decently into Sejuani if that's where she's going. I don't know how Jace fares into Zed. I would hazard that Zed. Well, Jace does have range, so maybe pre-level 6, Jace is able to bully Zed. But I feel like once Zed gets ult, he's got some pretty hard all-in potential to kind of just tear Jace up.
Yep.
I also feel like CNE are lacking just a little bit in magic damage. Jason Caitlyn, very, very strong AD champions, obviously. Maokai and Sejuani do magic damage, but they're more on the tanky side of things. So will be interesting to see if that lack of magic damage becomes an issue or not. I guess Morgana does make up a little bit for it, but being a support, I don't know.
Yeah, because you'll have Morgana, you'll have Maokai go tanky, but he's got a little AP to add on to that, but you're not really going to look to shield against it. So with it being 2 tanks in this game, I don't know how this is going to fare. They might be low on damage early game because you got to get Caitlyn online to get the damage from Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely. But that being said, I do think CUNE have a strong front line with a lot of peel. That can set up
the Sejuani top. We'll see how good this Kled is. We've seen a good Kled before, so we'll definitely see how good the Kled is, because that might be an impact on how this game goes, depending on how good the Kled is. Also, if it's a really good Zed, this could be a problem as well. Just because of Zed's ability to just be in different locations in River, like during a group fight, that you might have problems keeping Caitlyn alive because Zed's just going for backline.
If the Zed gets good flanks and CUNE doesn't respect and potentially look for that, then it could be very easy for him to get in on the Caitlyn or anybody in the backline for that matter.
Yeah.
Kind of snipe him.
To be fair, I have been not playing a lot of League for like the past 3 weeks, so I'm kind of looking at this from a point of view of, maybe a few things have changed, but not a lot, hopefully. But seeing the Caitlyn ADCs are still, I'm assuming they're pretty strong still nowadays. So the TK Senna, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's still strong or not. But with ADC changes, I'm guessing it might have gotten a little bit better?
It's possible. A lot of my I don't have a lot of time to play League in my free time, so a lot of my League knowledge comes from patch notes and watching LCS and stuff. And I haven't seen Senna TK in a little bit in the LCS, so I don't know honestly what that means for it. It could just not be popular right now, or there could be other reasons as to why they're not utilizing it as often anymore.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty solid comps from both sides, I think. I could definitely see the Evelyn potentially getting ahead early in that matchup. Yeah.
I think, isn't Evelyn a mainly mid-game champion? I don't remember what it is.
She may power spike towards the mid game. I'm not. I played old Evelyn when they did her rework. I haven't really played her since, so I'm not.
Like nowadays it might be like a early to mid game, or at least just the mid game type of thing. Because I know she's not like super strong right now, unless there was a patch that came out that like gave her a really big buff. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer over to Coach.
Alrighty. I think we're looking at Lolin game over there. You are probably not looking at Lolin game, or are you?
I definitely am not.
You
I am looking
not.
at Discord
Hey.
and stream as well.
Kendra, where you be?
She was in Twitch chat.
Well, ooh, wow. Shouldn't have done that on stream. Wow, that's professional. Holy buckets.
It's all right. We're doing it live.
Yeah, we're doing it live, boys. All right, Kendra, if you can hear me right now, go ahead and just join one of the chats above, and I'll drag you in. I'm gonna try to find.
Let's make it a TriCast. Let's copy the LCS.
We are gonna make it a TriCast. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do it live. Live. My seat is warm, dude. Holy cow!
I can guarantee you it wasn't me.
Well, I know, but like it's just like, gosh, that dude's warm, man. All right. Well, welcome everybody, and Concordia University is going to get things kicked off against Wash U. I have it as Washington. That's wrong. I'm going to change that, and we'll get things corrected shortly.
Is it actually Wash U? Because I kept assuming
it's Wash U. It's not Washington. There's a Wash. I don't know. They're from Missouri somewhere, so it's not Washington. Like state, it's like Wash U. I don't 100% know where they'd be from, but we're gonna go to the stream manager and we'll switch some things up here, and it'll be good to go. We'll get it all fixed. And yeah, so go ahead, Josh. Give me some of your thoughts so far, at least on what you guys were talking about with this comp, because it is going to be kind of different with like a Zed, a Kled, and a, you know, on the other side we got an Ed. There's a lot going down to sort of be kind of just broken down here, if the client ever does load in. It's going to be just
one day we'll get visual, but yeah, I'm not really sure who wins in the Sejuani Kled matchup. I think, if I remember correctly, I want to say that Kled's W does % health damage. So it's definitely possible that could help stabilize the Kled in the 1v1 versus the Sejuani. The Evelyn was kind of a wild card. Haven't seen Evelyn in a while personally. Zed was interesting. I'm not really honestly sure how Jace fares into Zed. If Zed loses that to level 6 and then, you know, can all in and just take the Jace, or if it comes up to being how well the Jace can play the matchup after that, it may be that sort of thing. I did feel that CUNE kind of felt to me like they were lacking a little bit in magic damage. You get a little bit from the Morgana, you get a little bit from the Sejuani and from the Maokai, but no real hard-hitting, sustained magic damage output, more just like small bits of poke magic damage here and there. And that may not be an issue, or it may be an issue. We'll have to figure that out as the game progresses. Yeah, I think that was the. I complained about them reworking Tom Kench. I don't like that they switched his W and his R. I like that you could just
really dislike that as well. It feels really like, it just feels really weird to me that they have that switched. It kind of takes like a thing I thought was a really fun high skill ability in his R, and now I've just went, hey, you could do that anytime. It's like, okay, well, cool. So now what? Hey, it's kind of a weird thing with him. I'm not a big fan of the rework either, but nonetheless, they have reworked him, and both Concordia and WashU have the same record actually in the NECC right now. So both of these teams kind of looking for a big win, sort of to come out of this later part of the season, as we only have 2 weeks left in the regular season. So we'll have to see exactly who can come out on top. It is going to be, of course, the fasting Senna in the bot side. She will be kind of the AD carry, but more or less starving for CS the whole time. And simply just letting the Tom Kench kind of get the farm. And, you know, he's probably going to go a little tankier. There was kind of thoughts as to whether he'd go more the AP side or not. But I would imagine, since you have up at the top the Kled, he's not going to be tanky as heck. He's just going to be, you know, a little bit tanky. Nice Ignite going down there. Might, yeah, gets Kled off Scarl for now. So he is going to back. Kind of forced to do so right now.
We're not seeing anything in Discord, and Twitch is not seeing anything either.
Yeah, I was just about to say something about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
can't. On Twitch, it's a black screen, and we have nothing here. You messed it up, bro.
Okay, listen. I don't know why you guys can't see anything. That's a weird deal. There we go. Now you guys can see anything. It glitched out on me and had paused the game like outright, so it had nothing. And then after that, freaking in Streamlabs, it likes to watch. It can't decipher between the Valorant and the League of Legends client. So whenever we play Valorant, it's always like, hey, you guys are playing Valorant. We're going to watch that. And then whenever we switch to playing League of Legends, it doesn't seem to remember that we have to switch back. and it just keeps Valorant as the main game, even though that's the game. That game has never been selected on that particular page. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, but that's where we are with things. So between both Valorant and this, I have to constantly be switching back and forth, but
It's fine. That's why we do it live.
that's why we do it live. Always doing it live. And we have Kendra with us today.
Dude,
To do it
Kendra
live.
just got some test results, and I'm kind of scared.
Bro. This is gonna be McRuff. Oh,
I wanted to ask if you passed or failed, but I don't think it's those sorts of test results.
I gotta sign in. Hold on. I'm so confused.
everybody's confused now. It's just mass confusion.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. Yeah. So we'll have everybody just kind of farming up here. Down the bot lane, 41 CS to 19. Trash Pandaland having a pretty easy time with the CS. Meanwhile, Elgin Gazo on the other side really struggling. So about half the CS right now there in the mid lane. Everything's about even. Somebody help please, though. And the rest of Concordia is able to rotate to this first Drake, being an Ocean Drake. So nice early Drake is good for Concordia. Especially since a lot of the pressure right now will be a little bit heavier on the other side for Wash U. This mid lane matchup is going to be an interesting one because you've got the Zed who can kind of hop in and mess up Horrorwood a little bit. Dopamine is up there just farming away. Only the dopamine in my brain would do the same. We wouldn't have such a bad time, but the top lane, it's just going to be pretty easy farming up there, too, for the Sejuani. But
yeah, the Sejuani starting out with the Warden's Mail there. So you gave a lot of the damage that's going to be coming through from that Clet. So.
Yeah, that Warden's is going to essentially negate a lot of what he's doing. Actually, really good block there from Lucky Blue. Stopping the the cannon minion from going over to Horrorwood. And down bot lane, Mr. Boogie Woogie, I think, has yet right now to hit a Q, which is kind of big sad. And top lane, they'll dish it out a little bit. Horrorwood going, and that's going to be the ultimate. Horrorwood going to get hit up. He'll be dead here. First blood does go over to Zed. Wash U finding that kill. And that's just the thing about Zed that's really annoying is that, yeah, if you get low enough, he'll just kind of all in you and not have a problem with it. Really good turn of events there for the Bug. He waited for the E back before throwing the stun, and then, yeah, throws his ult right after the stun is finished. So, good combo there. Good solo kill from him in the top lane. Bot lane still struggling quite a bit here. Evelyn will be bot lane. Not able to find anything, though. The pink ward will keep Concordia safe for now. Wow, I can't believe he got hit by that Q. That's a little bit sad, but a little unfortunate there.
Fancy a treat?
But otherwise, Concordia just kind of keeping things even for now. The Zed will start to kind of run away with this, I fear. Just because mostly everybody on the Concordia side is fairly swishy. Like, he can probably hop in on the El Green Gazo fairly easily. Mr. Boogie Woogie as well, so he's going to have a couple targets he can hit. However, just kind of hoping that the Concordia side of things, their tankier members are able to, like, peel or do something to keep him away. Especially if he at all decides to weirdly target the Bug, then he's going to have a real rough time with all the armor that the Bug is going to be packing. Turtle Nation going in on this attack, but he actually should probably find his way out. It's not necessarily a winning fight for him. He does get dismounted, so have a little time there, but other than that, I really don't have much more to say about this until we kind of get a little bit later here and one team or another starts to kind of pull it out. Like right now, CS-wise, it is going to be the Evelyn who's kind of hard farming. Hasn't been on any gank routes quite yet. Once again, Mr. Boogie Woogie missing that Q, which doesn't feel good. Turtle Nation gonna die again here? He's not gonna get remounted in time, and another solo kill goes over. Nicely done there by the Bug, and he's gonna start to get a little bigger up there, which is nice. But I don't know if it's going to be, you know, it's gonna have to wait a little bit until it actually happens. It's gonna be a little bit of a dive there. Somebody help please though is also here. So his ultimate comes through, but that's gonna be Dopamine getting the kill first. The Evelyn found a lot of damage there. Nice damage actually coming through there a little bit from El Gringazo, but he's going to be feeling a little bit behind until he gets his first item, especially against all these tanks. Horwood, once again, gets dove on, and there's nothing to be done there by the Jace into a Zed.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is Jace does turn on later into the game, but early on he can... into the all-in nature of Zed, he just doesn't have the power to really poke the Zed out the way I feel like he'd really like to. And so if you're not respectful of the Zed, then Zed's just gonna poke you down all in and you're out of luck. Only given 2 kills away to the Zed so far, so not the end of the world necessarily. And then obviously 2 kills coming back over to Concordia through the Bug in that top lane. So they definitely have some power, some win potential on their side. It's really going to be up to the Bug to try and, I feel like, play defense for you know, Gringazo and Horwood to keep the Zed and everybody off of them long enough that they can do the damage that they want them to, right? So.
Not only that, we're actually going to see a little bit of a 2-level jump right now for in the top lane there. We'll see if this kill can actually happen, though. Lucky Blue is going to be trying to run away here. Somebody help, please. Now going to have to run the opposite direction. We'll get charmed, and that's not going to be what he wants, as the counter gank is there in time, and honestly, could have just shown himself. Somebody help, please. Should have shown himself a little sooner there, because you know that Horrorwood's going down. You want to try to get in there as soon as you can to stop it, or at least, you know, help him with the damage before he's not there anymore. So once again, now 4-0 on this Jace, or on this Zed. Gonna be feeling a little tough. Meanwhile, top lane, they're gonna continue just to get back these kills. He is gonna get remounted, which is going to help a lot. Not only that, Dopamine is gonna show up, which is not great. There's the charm, and the ultimate from the Senna all the way in the bot lane will also assist with that. So big kill there onto the Bug, and an assist to the far side.
Yeah, and the more I think about it, the more it makes sense that the Senna Tom Kench are winning this lane, because Tom's got natural sustain as part of his kit, and then Senna has her own sustain, and unless you go for a comp that can just quickly kill one of them down, they just end up sustaining back up. So unless you have something that is constantly poking out, like an Ashe, or somebody that can hook them in, and I wouldn't even go Caitlyn into this. I would go something like Tristan or Lucian and just try to basically all in blow them up, right? Because if you leave them any wiggle room, the Senna's just slowly gonna heal that lane back up, as we see, and it just ends up in a health advantage for Wash U. that results in that lane pushing into CUNE.
So we'll have to see how Concordia can do this. Once again, Boogie Woogie missing those cues. He's just kind of throwing them out there a lot, and I feel like he's missing as many as he's making. And Horwood now going to go into this. However, he might have enough health to survive this time. He does indeed end up with enough health. The ultimate from Somebody Help Please comes through. Will not find the Zed, who's just too slippery for that situation. And the counter gank would have been there anyways from Dopamine, so Lucky Blue is able to get his way out. Next Drake is going to be a big, thick one here, actually, as it's going to be the Mountain Drakes coming up. Dopamine immediately on the attack, and so much damage there already with the, I guess, Proto Belt, really the only thing. Wow, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Going Dark Seal for the stacks. Already 3-0, so 7 on that. Gonna be a little bit rough as, at least until more tank comes through. Lucky Blue again with his ultimate up. Able to find the kill. This time the bug is gonna be there, so maybe he can get that kill over. He ults the camp instead. And now he's gonna try to run away from this, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to. He cannot. Dopamine does get there in time. Or sorry, not Dopamine, but Turtle Nation gets there in time to kind of help pull off the rest of the attack, and Dopamine's able to escape. So Concordia starting to fall apart just a little bit here. Not be able to kind of keep up now with the onslaught. 5-0 Zed, a 4-0 jungler is not going to be a fun time for Concordia, and this next drag is going to show if Concordia can team fight. Teleport has been used top lane for the Sejuani, which means that this might be an advantage for Wash U because Turtle Nation still has his. We'll see exactly if Concordia can get this stolen or what the deal is. Obviously, Trash Panda staying exactly in the middle of the way so that no damage can be kind of thrown in from the side of Concordia. Turtle Nation kind of figuring this out a little bit, actually. That was a nice little dodge there from the... a little dodge there from the E of the Sejuani, so...
Yeah, I don't honestly, I just don't have that much to say right now in terms of the way everything's going.
All I can say is that the bug is having a really good time top lane. There's just not really a good time being had anywhere else on the Rift right now. It's just a bit unfortunate that there's the 4-0 jungler, 5-0 mid laner, and bot lane for Concordia is very behind in CS and not, obviously the turret already taken down there, so they're behind even more gold at this point. They're going to try and take this back for themselves, but oh my gosh, now there's going to be just the R coming through from the Zed and more damage to be had on all fronts. And there is so much damage out of Axis. He really just kind of can run forward now on anybody. Throw down his autos, throw down any sort of attacks he's looking for. Meanwhile, bot lane, we will have Turtle Nation trying to find it onto Ed, and he's not going to. Somebody Help Please is going to get charmed and destroyed, as right now he's having a real rough time. I don't know how the heck that didn't hit Dopamine just now, but I'm going to call a little BS on that. Besides just pixels, I guess. And right now, mid lane is under siege, will be taken out, and Wash U looks to just not be stopping right now. They're going to get even a hit onto the inhibitor turret, so it will be dangerously low, and Wash U now has full reign of mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
Objective bounty will be found top, which is going to help a little bit for Concordia, but honestly, map pressure right now is just sitting in Wash U's hands. Not only that, they're clearing out all the jungle and just moving on out. What are your thoughts over there,
really,
Kendra?
Oh, good.
I don't know. Like it just seems like really rough game.
It is. It's rough because the Zed kind of came out of Nowhereville, and it was sort of like, oh great, what do you do into that? You know, do you try to counter it with something, or do you try to go something else in like another lane that's gonna have a good time?
You want my 2 cents?
Yes.
Zed is to mid lane as Nasus is to top lane.
That is
Like
true. That is true.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so easy and so just like BM. Like yeah, you can shut it down, but I don't play Zed, and I can play Zed decent.
That was a really nice dodge actually from El Gringazo there, as he does get around that. Lucky Blue a little bit out of sorts on this one. Oh, that Q of course is going to miss, which doesn't feel great. But El Gringazo actually played that really well. Dodging the initial damage, and then after the R came through, he flashed around it. But they will be going for this 21-minute Baron. Turtle Nation gonna go pretty low, actually. He'll still be kind of the main target from Baron here. We'll see if Concordia can do anything about this. They won't, of course, be able to stop anything initially, but trying to find some people on the way out wouldn't be a bad deal. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do so. So all of Wash U is going to be able to benefit from this Baron that they have now picked up. And so, yeah, right now it is just a uphill battle for Concordia, and there really isn't anything I can think of right now other than we go next. and when you go next, I mean, the problem is, do you ban the Zed? Which I feel like kind of yes. Do you ban the Evelynn? I also feel yes. But then what do you have to give up for that?
Yeah.
And so we'll see a fight going down here, of course. The first mid fight to come through. And not only that, Axis was going to get away with this. He put his hand in the cookie jar fully, and he does find his way out. Dopamine going to try to come back into this, but right now, Wash U just kind of content to hold off here. Lucky Blue is there. The ultimate's not going to be triggered, as he would have then probably would have gotten somebody help please, but then been in the middle of the Concordia team. So now we'll see Concordia try to reset some things. Teleport goes top, as Concordia will just decide to give up on that Drake. 3 Drakes, as the next one will be Soul for Wash U. But yeah, in a game like this, it's just rough. It's kind of like, what is the next step for Concordia besides we have to figure out what to change for game number 2.
So I would definitely take the Zed out of contention. I'm not saying the Evelynn isn't worth it. It might be worth it, but the Zed definitely obviously is just really got ahead, and really that or you need an answer to the Zed. And what I'm kind of seeing here from Concordia's draft is they've got good scaling. Like late game, I think the Jace could do work, the Caitlyn could do work, but you know, Wash U right now have the Evelynn and the Zed that don't take a lot of they don't take a lot to really start to get going. And it's like, okay, the Zed one did well into the Pled, and then what? Whereas Wash U got the Evelynn going with Proto Belt, the the Zed just all in, you know, 4 wood twice, and then had Ravenous Hydra, and he doesn't die anymore. Hasn't died at all. But you know, it's just a lot easier to snowball with champions like that. So I feel like if CUNE is gonna leave some of this open, then they have to have a response, something that they can snowball with early, and isn't just plain straight scaling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that, and it's really rough because I'm not 100% sure what all counters the Zed. We do see a bit of a scuffle here between on the top side as Lucky Blue is going to go in there, trying to find the damage now. Heal comes through. Lucky Blue will not get the kill with the ult, but does get it with the auto afterwards. So it's going to be a little bit of a walk by here in the jungle, actually. Will they find this Evelyn? And they will, in fact, find the Evelyn. Evelyn has to flash out of there, and then, of course, is able to be an absolute pain in the butt and just ult away. So gets out safely, no questions asked there. Would have been a nice opportunity for Concordia had she, as she did not realize, you know, there was anybody in that bush. So could have been a nice catch, but instead it just ends up to her escaping and nothing the wiser there. I don't think Concordia
I don't know really what would play well into Zed. Stuff that comes to mind for me would be like Tryndamere, maybe. Basically ult the ult. Is that gonna get caught up though?
He might get caught a little bit here, and we are just gonna see Mr. Boogie Woogie getting kind of a lashing on the backside. Trash Panda able to flash the wall as Zed does get away from all this, so Concordia's little escapade ends in nothing so far as they attack probably the tankiest person in the entire Rift right now. Mr. Boogie Woogie does ult, does use his Zonias, but that's not going to do anything for him right now. Not the Zonias, it was a stopwatch. Trash Panda, once again, the main focus for Concordia, but there's just no killing that man. El Gringazo able to throw as much fire power as he can at him, but just nothing going right now. Probably be some pings on the fact Dopamine is right here. They don't know it? Okay, well, somebody was window shopping because they definitely should have seen her even though she was invis running through by that bush. So that's a little bit sad.
Yeah, because her invisibility is camo. So
it's camo, yeah. I guess I should call it camo and not invis. Do you know how much baloney, the baloney between camo and invis, where it's like camo they can be seen, and Shaco is invis to everything, including your mom, and it's like, oh my gosh, like stop it. Why can't it just? Why can't it? And then like Akali is invis. It's like no, the shroud feels like that should be more of a camo, right? She pops an ability that like puts the smoke around here. That's camouflage. It's not true invis, Rito. I don't know. Concordia right now getting a little bit of a clapping, so there's not a lot to talk about other than we'll see how quickly WashU can close this out. Mr. Boogie Woogie is able to catch the Kled, but here comes the Evelyn all the way down. The root coming through like immediately, but since there is no stopwatch technically on the Morgana, she does get Paparino'd, and it is not a good time. WashU will be finding Soul Point here unless something can be done on the side of somebody help please, and the bug, but there is nothing to be found there, and there's even a turret bot lane that will fall from Concordia to the minions of WashU. Once again, we'll see the same song and dance between AD Carry and Assassin. And he has stopwatch to stop it. What a glorious thing.
It also baited out the Sentinel. The camera moved away before it went off, but I saw the starting of the Sentinel.
We do have an engage going on here in the mid lane. We're going to see if Axis gets shut down. The allies will win that one. However, we do have, unfortunately, the fall of the Morgana. Meanwhile, we do have Turtle Nation trying to dodge in and out, back and forth. Trash Panda taking all the soak damage possible. Meanwhile, on the bot side, we do have Lucky Blue, who is finding some damage onto this inhibitor. It is going to probably go down at the very end, but Lucky Blue trying to ult. He's going to try to stay alive. Unstoppable right now. Gets eaten by Trash Panda. Lucky Blue on the other side does get stunned up, so he's going to die. Trash Panda hops into the middle of the action. Now he's just going to continue to soak in. Turtle Nation showing up to help take out the inhibitor. He's going to be really low, though, so El Gringazo here trying to fear for his life on the backside. We do have the bug trying to get in there. Trash Panda gets caught by Mr. Boogie Woogie's ultimate. There's the stun. Gray health gets popped. El Gringazo probably going to get popped himself here if he's not careful, and he is not, so he's going to fall. There is a random freaking minion that, of course, will block the Q from Mr. Boogie Woogie. I don't think that it gets much worse for Concordia, unfortunately, in the luck of this this particular game.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. It's a bit of a question mark pings all around, unfortunately. 22,000 damage for that Zed, 21 for the Evelyn. Meanwhile, Concordia was able to try and fight back best they could, but yeah, not a whole lot that could be done in a 23-5 game for CUNE, but I don't know. Ending thoughts for you, Josh, on this one?
I mean, it mostly just comes back to what I mentioned earlier with not having any real snowball. Like, you can see the amount of damage that Sejuani did compared to the rest of the team. You know, the Jace didn't get a chance to come online. The Caitlyn didn't get a chance to come online. Both of them kind of having disappointing damage numbers there. The Maokai, you know, even with the percent health on his little saplings, just not really doing all that much damage. So yeah, I just think that if you're gonna go into a comp like this, you need to be able to weather the early game of the enemy team, or have an early game power spike of your own of some sort. So
alrighty, so we'll take a quick break here. I'll get everything set up, but then we'll get draft set up for Game 2 between Concordia University and Wash U.
Watch my life pass me by, never knowing where I belong in a web of love and lies. As you string me along, and I can't breathe, I can't see. I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, closing in. Am I falling apart? Oh, I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I think I'm falling apart. Oh, I just wanna be free, free, free. I can't breathe, I can't see. I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, closing in. I think I'm falling Watch my life pass me by, never knowing where I belong in a web of love and lies. As you string me along, and I can't breathe, I can't see. I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, closing in. I think I'm falling apart. I think I'm falling
Alright, I'm going to transition this over to picks and bans, and then... Oh, I forgot to copy and paste that. You guys can start talking.
Do better, John.
I'll switch that over too. Change window. There you go. Oh, come on. by the way, the Seraphine Pix is a Lux.
Okay. Ooh. Taking the gin.
Can this thing load? Hello?
Is it not loading on your side or something?
No, it's not loading on the stream. Copy and paste it again.
Sorry, stream.
Yeah, I forgot to copy and paste it.
Yeah,
There we go. Now it's working.
We got the Lilia coming out for Wash U.
Hmm.
Seems like they're kind of going like the opposite direction their last comp was. Like their last comp was quite tanky, did a lot of high damage, and it seems now, well, currently anyway, a lot of their picks seem to be going more towards magic characters with some squishiness, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Seraphine, Lilia, Ezreal. Yeah, that's mainly a comp of kind of just hop on you, stun you, and do tons of damage right away.
Yeah, and then the Ezreal gives you a little bit of poke, a little bit of safety. CUNE grabbing the Vi, though, which will be really nice. Some of that solid engage. Ultimate will keep the Ezreal from escaping, hopefully, with other things of that nature. Definitely a good pickup for CUNE, though. Jhin able to capitalize long range on that.
Silence.
I know it's great.
Yeah.
Final ban for Wash U is the LeBlanc. What is CUNE going to pick next? Will it be their mid laner? Will it be their top laner?
What's this here?
It's mid laner. We've seen that a lot this season. It seems to play out quite well
Mm-hmm.
in our favor.
Yeah, but depending on where this Yone lands,
Yeah.
if the Yone lands,
That Yone's probably going mid. Because I don't think Yone can jungle.
yeah, it would be Yone mid. So it looks like
And
our mid laner is definitely going to have a fun time with that. I'm guessing the Morgana's a Lux, right? I didn't see it because I was messing around with the stream.
Is the Morgana Lux or the Seraphina Lux?
No, it was on CUNE's side.
It'd probably have to be the Morgana.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I would say.
Because I don't know if Horwood. I don't think Horwood plays Lux, so it's not going to be mid.
Right.
Yeah, no.
But the Lux will be some nice poke into the Seraphine Ezreal.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for CUNE to ready up. Oh, there we go. We're waiting on CUNE to ready up in game. Alright. Now I switch everything over to this. Didn't switch. Oh.
Are you certain?
Did it switch to League?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm not talking about stream. I'm talking about the Discord.
Yeah, no, it didn't switch.
Keep switching it, and it's not working.
It does that to me all the time. And then
Let I
coach
do
will come in
this,
and push
then-
one button.
Oh, here. Let me just stop and then start it again. Did that work?
Once again, a woman's left
It's loading.
unsatisfied.
Nope, still loading.
Hmm. It's kind of weird.
Watch, coach will come in like 3 seconds. He'll push one button, and it'll be back to normal.
There we go. I saw it work. If it doesn't work for you guys, then I'm just going to be a little bit upset and blame coach.
That's how everything's supposed to go, okay? Something goes wrong on the stream, it's coach's fault. I think this is gonna play out quite interestingly because Washi's comp is kind of almost completely opposite of how they went last time.
Mhm.
Last time it was like quite tanky.
The mid lane hasn't changed much, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
The mid lane didn't change. The top
And
lane, I feel like the top laner might be a bit more comfortable.
Mhm.
Since the Kled did not look very good.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see.
I
Way
definitely
different
think it'll
bot
really come
lane
down.
is definitely going to be interesting alongside as
Yes.
the Yone being there.
I think it's really gonna kind of come down to the mid line, like mid lane. They really, Washi really seemed to capitalize on that lead that Lucky Blue had in that early round, versus what did he play? I don't know. Against, I already forgot. It's
I'll
my
give it to
bedtime,
you.
guys.
It was Jace.
Yeah, into that Jace.
Jace just didn't have anything to capitalize damage on him.
Mhm.
And to like stun him, because you really need a stun when you're against a Zed to like stop him from moving, because there's just so much mobility in Zed.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like the Azir choice. I don't think it's bad going into Yone. I think it has a little bit more disengage than the Jace did, which I think will really work in Horrorwood's favor. If he's going to play similar to how he played last time, which is just really up close in your face.
I just know this Azir is gonna struggle early game, since Azir doesn't really come online until a few items, and Yone can kind of just push him around early.
Yeah, but Azir will still have a little bit of range on the Yone. So Azir, as long as the Azir plays well and plays correctly, the Yone in theory, shouldn't get too carried away. I think the big grab this game for CUNE is the Vi. The Vi provides a lot of engage potential, and I feel like, at least in my opinion, the lanes are more or less generally even, but with the range of the potential Vi engage and crowd control from that, could open up a lot of opportunities for CUNE against the Yone, against the Ezreal and the Seraphine. But we'll have to see how they execute.
Yeah. I we'll see. We'll have to see what happens here in game 2 between Concordia University and Wash U. As I'm just desperately tired right now. If it wasn't obvious. And so I have got myself a Kickstart. Not sponsored, but please, for the love of all that is good and holy.
It's all right. I am also having a
Please
Kickstart.
sponsor
So it's like we're
us.
sharing a Kickstart, hashtag not sponsored, but totally
Share a
could be.
Kickstart to kick your start. Right.
You really need that.
Gross.
Kickstart.
That was almost worse than the burping.
The burp was
Oh, you heard
totally
the burping?
yeah, that was
apologize
totally
for putting
not
you
like
through that.
not like I just did it and I was like, oh wait a minute, I'm on stream right now. I've got that kind of brain where I feel like now I have to watch everything I say because it's like, ah yes, we're on stream. Everything I say can and will be used against me in a court of law.
I mean, I've always had that because I take your stream very seriously. For the uncensored version of the stream, come over to the Iron Praetor.
The Iron Praetor, and Praetor Talks. Yeah, we'll that's the that's the
let's
place.
not advertise that.
let's not advertise the Praetor Talks where you have
You can unlock that one with your
Twitch
parents' credit card information.
You insert your parents' credit card information into Twitch. Did you know that you could skip ads?
Anyway,
Oh my
the stream
gosh.
is on.
Anyways, hey, the stream, like, you know, we're getting into game as Concordia hopefully looking to try to turn this one back and at least get a game back under their belt. The last one did not go well. That's super
Gosh,
dumb of
usually
you,
guess what
Discord. I
happened.
don't understand why you would do
I mean,
such
I
a
have
thing.
Twitch open anyway, so that he's got the viewer, but it's nice to have it live.
It's nice to see it live and not with a 3-minute delay. You know.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And to be fair, it's literally like a 2-second difference between Discord and Twitch, so I could probably just watch it on. But
the lag, but the brain lag, but the chicken. Check it out. It's the chicken. A little like pigeon.
You just see him get caught and die.
Now we go over here. Now we check out the pretty nice Jin skin there. You know, not bad. Oh, sorry, Trash Panda.
Okay.
Didn't mean to just drop in on you like that. We do have the bug up here. Yeah, dancing. There's Ed. Horwood.
He knew the camera was on him.
He knew. He knows what's up.
Imagine trying to cast the game like that.
Imagine zoomed in.
just
Zoomed in. Like, yeah, this is what, and we'll see what directed cam does for us. Even as right now, it's kind of like, yes, a rock. Yes, Lilia butt. All right, we zoom it out.
Is it blue?
Yes, them blue buffs. Yeah. All right. Well, Trash Panda Land and Dopamine. Dopamine was the jungler in the previous game. Now going to be switching down to the support position because I guess they're a one-trick pony that can't play anything else in the jungle. So they just move them on down to support after their character is banned. And now we'll have
Interesting. Were they in the lobby before?
Yeah. They were the Evelyn player.
It was literally, yo, we lost a character. We need to sub in.
Yo, my one-trick pony was taken. Now what do I do? Plays Seraphine, the
See,
easy
that-
Surprised we didn't do
support.
that when I was on the team.
Pretty much.
Something about
But-
that. I obviously don't make the rules, but if it were me, like, I feel like once you start like a best of series, you really should continue.
So, okay, you are allowed to do it. However, you are not allowed to, like, constantly switch back and forth between two roles. Now, do you want to know why that's difficult to enforce? I don't know what Dopamine played before the games against us. So I don't know if they have switched back and forth a lot, you know? It's kind of like, if they have, it could be that they've switched a lot, and they are, like, I'm not saying that they're breaking any rules. I'm just saying, like, they could be that they've switched a lot, which would be technically against the rules, I guess. But it's not enough to be like, whatever.
I guess my issue more is that, like, in LCS, right? Like, you decide everything, like, essentially live. Whoever's in there is in there. So just
you
because
typically
the
don't
guy
even
you wanted got
switch.
banned doesn't mean that you could just be like, oh, well, we'll play that character, but let me get my other B string who can kind of play this.
Well, no, it's not B string. It's still an A string player. Still was in the last game, and Axis, who is the jungler now, was also was the support last game, like in the last game. So it's not like it's not a new player. It's just one of the old players playing a different position now.
Okay.
So
I don't mind as much.
yeah,
I thought it was
like,
somebody completely.
No,
new.
it's not somebody. It's not a sub from their other roster. So it's still a player who was in the previous game. So it's not like against the rules that much, but yeah, because that would be kind of cringe if it was like, oh yeah, we literally can't do that. We do have the Vi though coming in on the backside, and Lucky Blue is gonna get lucky by just simply turning around and going the other direction.
I would have sat back there by the
I would have too against the E, but I think they were.
Hindsight 2020.
Well, I think they were also thinking that like Horwood's low, so there's not really much point in like actually trying to get the kill. So it's kind of like the Vi just sort of went through then, and
it's scaring him away from getting the kill on Horwood.
Right, yeah, just trying to scare him off, and not as much a kill factor.
Ooh.
Oh, the bug missing that. Does get the slow, and there's going to be a lot of damage here, though. Going to have to pop the Ghost and get away, so Ghost popped in the top lane, as he wasn't able to get the grab immediately, which kind of turned that in the other direction for Turtle Nation.
Yeah, I also think he mispositioned his Q, because he didn't get any heal off his
Yeah,
Q hitting the Nari.
I don't think he got the max range on that, so definitely a little bit of a misplay there. CS-wise, also, he'll be very down simply because it's the range matchup between versus Melee. Down bot side, we do have the Vi coming in, though. Somebody help, please, is here.
Oh.
And, actually, that's about the sound I would make, too. It's just kind of like, it's so close, and yet not there, so. Well done, Kendra. You're slowly figuring this out. Nice grab there. Gonna get that. Does get the Q there for the heal. Turtle Nation has to flash, but the bug had also expended his flash, so kind of an even trade there from both sides.
I also don't get to watch fights because my the CUNE Wi-Fi is just great, and it just craps out anytime anyone goes into a fight, and then all I hear from you guys is and it's like, oh, okay, got it back.
Yeah, so Lucky Blue that time, going in deep, but able to kind of find his way back out. And that's going to be a nice little grab there. Turtle Nation, the bug, does get the heal that time. Meanwhile, the bleed is thick coming through for the bug. And down bot lane now, a little bit of pressure for Concordia, simply because the health bars are a little bit higher there for their side. Turtle Nation goes Meganar. And he'll just clear out that wave nicely. And actually kind of get grabbed here, as that's going to be nicely done by the bug. He doesn't have anything, though, to follow up on that distance, so kind of just going to be out of luck there. Somebody help, please, showing up to clear out that ward. Places a ward of his own down on that side. So no first blood yet, as it's nearly 7.5 minutes. Well, it is not nearly. It is 7.5 minutes into this game, so I feel like at any second it's going to kind of explode on us because everybody's kind of squishy. You know, not a lot of tanks except for the Mega Gnar. And so it's just going to be kind of down to whatever happens here. First blood could actually happen, though. Horrorwood is going to fall. First blood coming through in the mid lane for the Yone. Ignite is used in that. And the second to last tick, or the last tick of it was the one that got him. So doesn't feel great on that side. Dopamine Trash Panda down here in the bot lane. CS is staying fairly even. Elgringazo going to try to take out this pink ward, as Mr. Boogie Woogie is going to get kind of engaged on. Elgringazo more concerned with the ward because here comes Somebody Help Please. Somebody Help Please is here. Finds Trash Panda, tries to get the hit onto him. Can they lock this Ez down before he's able to E away? And they can. Somebody Help Please does get the kill. And that was nicely done, kind of like within the last second that they could have had the kill onto that Ezreal, because otherwise he would have just gotten away. Mr. Boogie Woogie gonna throw Q that direction, doesn't quite get it. Turtle Nation turning back into a Baby Gnar. Dopamine might just kind of get handled as Elgringazo does get that kill. Nicely done.
Way to go.
Way to go. Way to go. Just gets it. Meanwhile, Turtle Nation up here is slowly trying to build up Narbar again. Oh, just missing again is the bug. And once again, getting a lot on this turret is Turtle Nation. So it is going to take probably a gank or two from Somebody Help Please to get that finished out. The Lilia is also top, so there is an opportunity for that gank to come through. Horrorwood going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He does find his way out without dying. Lilia is top. They do pop the Rift Herald. No turret taken, though, so Concordia at least can hold off first turret for a little bit longer. But that Gnar is going to be pressuring it quite hard. And that ultimate coming through onto Horrorwood. Horrorwood pushes him away, so I don't think he actually got the Ignite off, which he didn't have Ignite up, so I guess that would explain maybe a little bit more as to why he didn't get Ignite off. Turtle Nation now trying to get the kill onto the bug. The bug incredibly low here. He does have a lot of stacks on the Turtle Nation, but Turtle Nation is going to go Mega Gnar, so that's not really a fight now that the bug is interested in. So
much just happened there, and I don't know any of it that just happened.
Even though not a lot, except for like the main engage, the bug does try to get this. He gets the heal, but he's not going to be able to get enough. He throws the ultimate down on the Turtle Nation, but Turtle Nation unfortunately was able to stun him up long enough to get the kill. Lucky Blue goes in deep, takes a turret shot for his business, and just kind of runs away. Elgringazo, meanwhile, down here on the bot side, along with Mr. Boogie Woogie, are trying to look for more damage here. They do find the root onto, and Dopamine finds it onto Mr. Boogie Woogie, trying to find the charm, does find it. Mr. Boogie Woogie dies for that. And Elgringazo will be very low, but will survive. Trash Panda gonna get that shield. And does find his way away from that fourth shot. Lucky Blue finds the kill onto Horrorwood. Somebody help, please. Dodging the Axis, as he was gonna get slept if he got hit by the whatever ball that is that they throw. Drowsy will be the Vi. Axis comes in, gets a nice little boop there. There's going to be a root going down as Mr. Boogie Woogie does show up, maybe to save Somebody Help Please's bacon a little bit on that. Axis is still here and going to be dead if he's not careful. And yep, he does die. The shutdown, unfortunately, going over to the support, but With it being a Lux support, I guess it's not too bad. Meanwhile, the CS lead for Turtle Nation actually growing by quite the margin. Not only that, the Lily has done nothing but kind of hard farm. And so it has sort of turned into a bit of a farm off between the two junglers. So that shutdown gold was strictly based off farm, which is kind of impressive if you're a jungler at, you know, like 12 minutes into the game. I think Horrorwood's having a pretty tough time there, as he's just not able to even touch his wave, really. He's 0-2. Also, top turret was taken in this whole little activity. And the Bug trying to run away again from Turtle Nation. Now he's going to drag him in. The Mega Gnar is going to pop up here, so he kind of now has to just hold back and wait. And Trash Panda Land. Really not sure what he was trying to prove there with that. And that's going to be the ultimate coming through. Horrorwood now trying to do what he can. Lucky Blue just takes a couple turret shots. But the shield will keep him relatively healthy.
Lame.
Understandable. Understandable response.
I thought we were playing a game, not a wave.
Trash Panda is going to get kind of stuck up here. And not only that, Elgringazo finds the Sniperino from along Orangio. The Bug trying to find Turtle Nation. There's just so much damage and so much kite that Turtle Nation can pull off here. And the ultimate comes through, but when he goes Mega Gnar, that's not going to be the situation that is good for the Bug. Meanwhile, bot lane, they do find a second kill onto the support. And that should mean they have this Drake pressure. Second Drake going over to CUNE will be an Ocean Drake, so we'll get to see what the Soul Drake is. Ah, yes. It will be the Wind Drake. The only Drake to not get a nerf here the last time that all the Drakes got nerfed.
I'm surprised it didn't get a buff.
No, okay, but listen to the stats on this, okay? The only Drake to not get a nerf was Wind Drake. The only Drake that is above like 50% win rate, or the highest win rate Drake, is Wind. Wind Drake has the highest win rate because mobility is cool, kids. Don't do drugs, get boots and mobility. Okay?
But boots don't do damage.
But boots, listen. Listen here, you little noobster. The Horrorwood is going to get horrified by the fact that he has now been ignited yet again, and the walkaway damage is real. The Bug, meanwhile, up top is fighting Turtle Nation, and that was a nice little play there. Somebody help, please, now is trying to find more. Does get the flash Q. And still running as he does die. Axis is here, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be a nice little route going down onto Lucky. Can he find any damage onto Boogie Woogie? That's going to be a kill. He does find it, but the fourth shot from Elgringazo comes through. Shut down, as that's really good gold onto Elgringazo, shutting down the 4-1 mid laner. Losing, of course, Mr. Boogie Woogie, but that's the life of a support, I guess. Either way, Concordia even it up at 7-7.
Yeah, this is definitely a much more balanced game, I think, from both sides. With it's still decent kills from both sides, but it's not just one lane has all the damage and everybody else is suffering. There's still win conditions, people to play through from CNE's side, with Gringazo having a couple kills under his belt at this point. So gives them a way to play back, to keep playing through the game, and yeah. I
agree with that. Yeah, there's not something that's running away so badly that it can't win. The Drowsy and Sleep do come through, but actually Axis is not able to continue that fight. He gets separated. Unfortunately, top lane for Concordia, the bug does go down. Horrorwood is under siege, though, under his own turret. And by his own turret, I literally mean his own turret. I don't know how that stun hit, by the way, but that is going to be a dead Mr. Boogie Woogie. And now somebody help, please, is going to be calling for help because this turret is going to be in danger. There's the root, another one, the ignite coming through, and that is a dead. Somebody help, please. Things starting to run away. You were saying that things are even lane-wise. However, if you look at the gold and how many turrets right now on the side of Wash U, there's only the inhib turrets left for Concordia. They have lost all other turrets, and right now it looks like there's gonna be even more loss here as Turtle Nation now goes mega, and that actually the bug, he was running in and he had it. It's just that they didn't realize who all had left and was still kind of there. Mr. Boogie Woogie trying to find anything he can to keep himself alive. Here comes the Vi. Ultimate coming through from El Gringazo. Somebody help, please. Now trying to find his way back out, back in. Kind of a back and forth here as now there's the damage. Can they get it? The root, though, onto El Gringazo. Golden goes Axis. He's trying to keep himself alive, and he will do so. The ult from the Lux comes through. El Gringazo missing that stun potential there. Just taking all of the damage from Trash Panda. As right now, Concordia starting to falter. That's going to be a flash. They try to get the slow onto Turtle Nation. And no kill will happen here still, as Concordia is wanting more. Lucky Blue is in the back. He'll get rooted up for a second, but he does get the kill onto Mr. Boogie Woogie, and he'll just find more. Horrorwood is here. Horrorwood throws up the turret, trying to keep himself and El Gringazo safe. But there is not a lot that's going to happen, as literally all Trash Panda has to do is throw a Q and get the kill. Meanwhile, on the backside, the bug is here. He can find one. Trash Panda has to flash out of there because the turret was saying, hello, can I help you? And somebody help, please. Looking for another Q here, trying to get closer. He does not have his ultimate up, but he will in a second. As now he has it, tries to throw it all down, but here comes the rest of the Wash U team. Axis and Dopamine showing up in time. And that means that the first Drake for Wash U will actually happen here at 20 minutes. And they'll pick up the Wind Drake. Yes, Wind Soul has the highest win rate of all Dragon Souls, which is just kind of nutty with the sauce. And Concordia right now behind 18 and 8, now behind by a solid 11,000 gold. And it's a bit disappointing because it was like 7 and 7.
Yeah, it felt, and I get that it definitely wasn't even in terms of turrets, but in terms of just like general gameplay against of the teams against each other, it felt fairly even.
That was absolutely crazy, and I was gonna kind of let you finish your sentence, but the fight there was the catch out onto Lucky Blue that then just turned into the rest of his team showing up and finishing off both the bug and somebody help, please. It was a good catch, but when you literally have the Seraphine ult to stop all the damage going on to him, and then in comes Axis with his AoE abilities, it really is not a fight you want to pick, even though you feel like you got the initial start to it. Just because if the rest of the team shows up, it's not a good pick. It's actually just you all dying.
Yeah, and some of it is just CNE not having the damage to try and make the picks that they're getting too greedy in some of the picks. They don't have the vision. It looks like it's just the Yone, but they're fighting first of all in a corridor, and then secondly, they're fighting without vision, and so they pick on what they think is just the own, not realizing that 2 other people are around the corner to CC them and catch them out of position. And there's a couple of instances here where we've seen them different players just chase too hard. They want the kill a little too badly, or somebody's really low and they chase into, they chase down towards the dragon and they almost get the person, but then 3 other people collapse on them. It's like, okay, well, even if you did get that person, the 3 other people still would have collapsed on you and killed you anyway. So really, is it worth it? Maybe if you get a shutdown bounty, you could argue that it's worth it. Definitely in that case, but in some of these cases, it's just like you're going in there with 2 people against potentially 4 people if you don't have vision, right? Because you just don't know where everybody is. So there could potentially be however many people are alive there. So I definitely think that some of this is maybe tilt, maybe playmanship issues. The Jhin, I think, feels a lot better this game than the Caitlyn last game. You say as
he gets totally obliterated. He was really looking for the kill onto Dopamine, but then just couldn't get it. So, kind of was just an unfortunate situation there. As he had the auto, and like the auto was about to go off if, the flash hadn't occurred. You could hear the auto start. I think that's kind of lame, but either way, Dopamine is going to finally get caught out here and shut down. But by the time that shutdown happens, there are 2 inhibs that are down. Turtle Nation, probably going to be the next one to fall. He goes Meganar and does get a nice big stun off onto Horrorwood, but the kill will still come through. The Bug and the rest of the gang are going to try to chase, but meanwhile, top lane, we still have Axis trying to finish off that turret. Meanwhile, the Bug is taken out by Trash Panda, so the shutdown, or a kill there, and on the other side, a shutdown. Axis will end up dying to El Gringazo, so Concordia will hold on just a little bit longer, but with 2 inhibs down and a top inhib is exposed, it is probably just a matter of minutes here before Washu finishes it off, because there is 1 outer turret down for Washu. And that is that's really hard to kind of be like, all right, well, there's a lot of open gold on the table for Concordia. Yeah, there is a lot of open gold, but frick, there's just so much pressure, and to watch Turtle Nation run down pretty much anybody on the Concordia squad makes this game a lot harder. Because at this point, he's able to run down the guy that should kind of stop it.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. With 2 inhibs down, it's kind of hard to really, unless WashU makes a huge mistake or an overcommit,
I mean, Turtle Nation can fall here as he is out of Meganar for now. You can see that he's now just going to finally get totally collapsed on while the rest of his team was down trying to take that Drake. They are now all going to move mid lane, though. And try
and the
to
thing is, there's no bounty on it. So you're getting just regular champion gold and for a dragon and potentially Nexus turret damage. Like, I don't know if that's a worthwhile trade. I get that he's annoying and you don't want him to keep splitting, so you have to answer that. But you don't want to overcommit for the kill for sure.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem where, how I said a minute ago, there's really nobody, he can run anybody down on the Concordia squad, really no matter who they are, and so you do have to send more than 2 members. You got to send like 3 to try and answer it, because there isn't really any other options you've got on the Concordia side. Nobody can 1v1, not even really a 1v2 honestly, I mean, you can send the Bug and Boogie Woogie, but he's going to kill one and then run the other one down. So it's not really a threat. You have to send the entire armada. But then with on the other side, all they've got to do is kind of just go, all right, well, we'll send Turtle Nation one direction and the rest of the squad goes the other way, and, you know, we'll have a good time and see what happens. But all vision that Concordia did have around the Baron Pit direction is now going to be gone, and we are going to find a Meganar here, which might be a dangerous situation because there is the ultimate coming through, and they find a nice target there in El Gringazo. After that, the Bug is next to fall. Somebody help, please, is going to try to get out of there, and he does get stunned, so he's going to go down as well. Mr. Boogie Woogie going to get hit by a lot of damage. Lucky Blue uses the flash, but isn't able to get the kill as it goes over to Trash Panda, and that will be the end of the game. Horwood does his best, try to flush everybody off the wall. That will be the end. So I guess any final thoughts here on this one, as it was a bit of a destruction, unfortunately, and Concordia just not having a good time.
Yeah, I think WashU just played it better. I think some of that was just unfortunate composition in the first game that led to just snowballing out of control. But in this game, you know, I felt like it was kind of even. There was some potential in the gen, but WashU just played it better and ended up getting a huge gold advantage with the turrets, and then just ran them down and ruined them. So
yeah. Any final thoughts from you, Kendra, on the game?
Yeah, like everyone said, it's a really rough game for CUNE. It seems to me like a lot of like the fights that went down maybe weren't completely fully planned out. It seemed to me like there would either be a start to a commit, or like sometimes they would just kind of sit and like kind of wait for a pick, but then nothing would happen. Or like nothing would come available, and it didn't seem like there was anything that they could get a hold of and to be able to fully pull ahead.
I agree with all of that. And so with that, we'll be done for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you both to Kendra and to Josh for assisting with the cast today. You can, of course, follow Josh at The Iron Praetor, twitch.tv, The Iron Praetor, where plays a whole slew of weird stuff. What are you gonna play anything here recently? You haven't really been online, but I need to remind myself if I'm still Twitch Prime sub to or not.
Or I haven't been. Work's been pretty wild lately, so I haven't really had the chance to be on. I don't know what I'm going to play next. Was playing Persona 5, so may just end up going back to that, but we'll see.
Well, if he does, you'll never see it coming. So we'll be back tomorrow with a crap ton of Overwatch, as there's going to be a doubleheader tomorrow, 6 o'clock and 9:30. So buckle the frick up. I know I will have to be. All right. Good night, everybody.